so now that we're back, the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to head over. We're not going to add data directly to the map. We're going to only add data that we've adjusted. So if you go to your Lab 2 data and you open it up, right? So if you've unzipped it and you go in there, what you'll see is you'll see WDPA underscore WDOECM underscore marine dot SHP. This shape file is the file that is the one data set that we downloaded. The only thing we are going to be doing to this data set is we're going to be unwrapping it in different ways, right? This has no back end projection system attached to it. This is only in WGS 1984. What that means is it has a coordinate system, a latitude and longitude system, but it's not unwrapping in any way, shape, or form to make these nice 2D maps that we see. And so we can give it those things, and that is going to change how its geometry is built, which is going to change what the area, the distance, and the shapes look like based on how it's unwrapping the globe. And so that's what we're going to do first, and that's going to change what actually loads in here, right? So we changed the on-the-fly projection of Robinson to Robinson, but the other two, we didn't actually touch those. So we're going to start with the Robinson one. Now to do this, we have to get to the toolbox. So to get to the toolbox, this is where pretty much everything that you're going to need to do in ARC as a process lives. At the top, you're going to click on Analysis. That's this fourth button in, and it's going to pull up the Analysis ribbon. Now in here, you're going to see this giant toolbox that says Tools. It may also see Geoprocessing attached to it. Either one is fine. That big toolbox is the one you're going to click, and this is going to pop up on the right-hand side. So now it says Geoprocessing. Now back in the day, you had to go and you had to know where in this giant set of toolboxes your things lived. Now though, they have this nice handy-dandy Find Tools that is going to let you search for the thing that you want. So if you kind of know what you want to do, then this is where you're going to put that. So in this case, I'm going to say project, and it's going to start popping up with all of the different things that have project as part of its name or as its description. And so there's a couple of different ones. There's project, project raster, batch project, package project, whole bunch of different things that you have. And so oftentimes there will be some sort of redundancy, but you'll have to know which one is the thing that you want to do. In our case, we're going to project. So we're going to change from one coordinate system to the other. Now, the way that these tools work, they always pop up with more or less the same things. They pop up with what you want to input, what you want to output, and what you want to do with it, fairly consistently in that order. And so if you have inputs and outputs, this is going to be on the sidebar over here. So right now I'm in the Robinson one, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this input. Now I want to input the data set that was given. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to have to navigate to where this is actually saved. So I have to go, in this case, through my PC, my OneDrive, my documents, my USM, teaching, fall 2024, 217, labs, labs, lab 2, lab 2 data, lab 2 data. Here's that shape file that I saw, right? So that was the shape file that I just pulled up in the File Explorer. That's where that is. Where your things live are going to be where you downloaded it, where you saved it, all of those different things. So I'm going to pop that in, hit OK, and what you'll notice is it pops up with what coordinate system it is. So this is the geographic coordinate system, the latitude and longitude attached to it. This output data feature set here is where I'm going to save it and what name I'm going to save it under. So in my case, I'm just going to save it to the default geodatabase, the foldering system that this was, and that's just so that I don't break things, it stays together, it's in the Esri format. That's perfectly fine to do. One of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you give it an interesting name, so you know what it is. So in my particular case, I'm going to say WDPA underscore Robinson projection. Give it a name that makes sense for you. And then from there, I'm going to be doing what I want to do with this. So the output coordinate system. So in this case, what I need to do is I need to click over on the select coordinate system, the little world, over on the right-hand side. This is going to give me something very similar to what you saw in the on-the-fly projection video, which is what systems you want. Now I can do the exact same thing and search for it, just make sure that you know what it's actually called if you want to do that and which one of these you're going to want. So in this case, Robinson projected coordinate system world, Robinson world is the one we're going to be using. But if you don't have that, you can go through the system itself, right? So you can go back, this is what we started with, you can open up the projected coordinate system, go down to world, open that one up, and it is done in alphabetical order. So you're looking for R is Robinson world. And then you can hit OK on that. If there's a transformation, this one doesn't have one, but if there is, it will show you what it is. And then you just hit run. When you do this, you're going to have this box at the bottom that tells you if it's doing things correctly, and if it goes green, that's what you want. And then you'll notice that it put this on the globe, you have this WDPA Robinson, and you're all good to go. So the next you're going to go over to the Albers. You're going to keep your input feature the same, but you are going to change what this one is, because now you're no longer working in Robinson, you're working in Albers. So I'm going to switch this to WDPA Albers, go to select coordinate system because I have to change that, and then I'm going to scroll up, and this one is actually under Continental, North America, and then it is the North America Albers Equal Area Conic that we're going to be using this time round. Now, this was an equal area and a conic. This one is good for preserving area, so there's the least amount of error in the area. That's conic, which means it's good for mid-latitudes. So I'm going to hit that. I'm going to say OK. You'll notice in this case that it does have a geographic transformation attached to it. That's fine. You're not going to switch it. ARC knows, in this case, what it wants to switch to and from. And then I'm going to hit run. Now with this one, we didn't have a on-the-fly projection system already attached to this, so when it loads this data, it will adjust what the on-the-fly projection is to the very first set of data that's put in, which in this case looks like that cone that's unwrapped, right? So this North America cone is what's unwrapped in this case, and you have all of the different marine protected areas, all of those different polygons down at the bottom. Last, you have the South Pole azimuthal, and we're going to repeat this process again. So we still are using this marine area. We have to give it a new name so it doesn't overwrite it. So we're going to call this South Pole azimuthal. And then I'm going to switch this one to, again, go through here. And this one, under the projected coordinate system, is located under what's called polar. If I scroll down to south, you'll see that there is a South Pole azimuthal equidistant. And that's the one we're going to use, and that one's under polar. Hit OK. No geographic transformation. That's fine. We're going to hit run. This one again is going to switch this so that we're looking at Antarctica and all of the different marine systems around it. Right? So we have Robinson, which is a world projection system, Albers, equal area conic, and then we have the South Pole azimuthal equidistant. Right? So just think about what those things are in terms of shape, and then also in terms of what they're actually doing, or what they're preserving, or what their errors might be. So that's how you project. So you're going to want to go in geoprocessing, hit project, input your data, give it a unique name, find the projection system that you want, and put it up on your map. I'll be back so that I can show you how to add a field and calculate the area in the next video.